Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Sarah. Next up, we have Stephanie, and I want to make sure I say your name right, Stephanie. Stephanie Chorba. Is that right? Did I get it right? Is Stephanie on?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Did I say your name right? Oh, geez.
You're close, Stephanie Chorba.
Chorba. Okay, there we go. Chorba. All right.
Got to put a B in there.
Okay. Well, okay. Stephanie, I just want to take a moment. I want to just say that, after reading a little bit about you, and you're so funny. You're like, I'm a single lady. I'm thinking, well, I am too. And what I love, though, guys, about what Stephanie shared is she joined because she loved the products and she wanted to build a customer pod. But after being a part of Modere, she got so excited about building a team and introducing people to the products. And just recently, you've had 2 social marketers promote up the ranks. And what was it? They rank advanced in two different times, right? Just immediately.
They did immediately, yes, in the first 2 weeks of joining.
Yes, that is so awesome, and huge congrats to you, Stephanie. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you so excited about Modere.
Well, sure. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. So a little bit about me. I live here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I work full-time in medical device sales during the day. So, and I cover the entire U.S., so my days are pretty long. And whatever opportunity that I have to work Modere, just like Sarah said, just setting a timer is extremely beneficial. So I started with Modere in September of this last year, 2023. And I was actually with another company for 5 months before Modere. And it was also a health and wellness company, and I was on calls with prospects, with people that are interested in the products, and I was on calls for hours and talking about the product and bringing in somebody from my upline to help me answer questions that I couldn't. And it was just taking up so much time, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I hired a business coach, and she actually introduced me to John Melton. So I didn't know anything about John. I started following him on social media and just learning about the simple system that he has in place. And it just it blew my mind. So, it's just, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's systems in place that is going to take so much less of my time, and the HCM system. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think we have a little delay. I apologize because I feel like I'm running over you, but I want to just say one thing. You're bringing up systems, and we talked in the beginning, guys, that right now everything is all about relationships and systems. So I just have to say that, the team here at Modere, John Melton's team, we have got the most incredible systems for people to succeed. And I love that you shared that, Stephanie, because, people are always wanting to maximize time. And I couldn't agree with you more that when we are, giving an hour, 2 hours or more trying to answer questions because maybe there isn't something in place, right? We are big promoters here at Modere of letting the tools work for you and then connecting and then letting the tools work, right? So, Stephanie, share with the crew here a little bit about how you effectively use those systems, for your customers and recruits.
It's so much easier than what I was doing. I can't believe just having to, with the systems in place here. Okay, so if somebody reaches out, so I'm posting on social media as much as I can and in my stories and making reels, and I'm still figuring it all out. You don't need to have it all figured out in the beginning. And I'm one that needs to know everything right now and be perfect. So that's just not the way it goes with social marketing. But so when somebody reaches out or comments on one of my reels or in my stories, or if I'm taking a picture of myself with the product, I just get them into a group, depending if they want to be a customer or if they're interested in the business side of things. And I tag them in a video to watch and then follow up with them afterwards. So the system is doing the work for me, whereas before I was exhausted. I was on the phone for hours trying to explain the products and the ingredients. You don't have to know all of that here at Modere. We've got systems and videos and people to put them in a group chat with that will help answer all of these questions. So it's easier to get off on a fast start and to not be so bogged down with having to figure everything out on your own.
Yeah. Well, I just have to speak to that because I know there's people listening right now that felt or feel the same way you or I did. You feel like you want to know everything before you go recruit somebody, or you feel like you've got to, have, so much time under your belt before you can go sell a product. You've got to be using it, the whole thing. And guys, here's what I want to echo also, what Stephanie's sharing, is the systems that are in place do the heavy lifting for you. So one of the best things that people can do is watch the training videos yourself so right? There's, these certain videos, these are the ones that I'm going to share with my business prospects. These are the ones I'm going to share with my people looking to products, and we have both those ATM groups. They're also learning as they're looking around in those groups. They're seeing all the success of people here within our team at Modere. I mean, there's thousands of people in those groups. And then you get to follow up. And I love that I can say to somebody, I'm so glad I know a little bit more about you. Now, I'd love to share this video with you because it's going to explain it even better than I could. And then, boom, you're popping them in the group. Or like you said, you do three-way chat. So I'd love to ask you just a little bit more. Tell the group, Stephanie, what can they learn, or what have you learned maybe about three-way chats and how effective those are?
So you're not alone. You're never on your own. You can reach out to anybody and get them in a group chat, people that have been doing this way longer than I have, because I can't answer everyone's questions. So after somebody says they're interested and I put them in a group and I tag them in a video, when they're interested in the opportunity, I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Like, what are your goals? I want to introduce you to people that have been doing this longer than I have. That can kind of give you a little bit of their background and answer any questions you have. So that way,
I love that.
There's other people that are also helping out and answering questions and maybe giving a different perspective on things than I can, since I've only been here for a couple months. So it's really a team effort here.
Yeah, and, I love that you shared that. And for those of you, again, maybe you haven't experienced as many three-way chats, or maybe you're somebody that gets a little nervous, like, oh, I don't want to put them in a chat with someone. I don't want them to, sell the person. I just was talking with some members of my own team just yesterday about three-way chats, guys, and I have to say this. Three-way chats are a great way, as Stephanie just shared, for your prospects to get another perspective. So here in our team, you can add leaders to a three-way chat, and all you have to do is do a little recap of what that person is looking for, what they're interested in, and then the people know to share their parts of the story around whatever that person, is interested in. So let's say that somebody's interested in knowing about the dual-sided compensation plan, or, they want to know a little bit more about the systems we have in place, or they want to know, a little bit more about products or the kits. Anything that comes up, you can prompt that in the story, in the three-way chat, and people will include talking about those. And I love the three-way chats, and I simply say, hey, I'm going to pop you in a chat with some of the other leaders here at Modere so that they can give you their perspective and experience. And I'm going to tell you what, people come out of those chats and they're like, wow, this is just an incredible group of people. And we are here. So, Stephanie, I want to just say thank you so much for being willing to give your time here today. And I want to congratulate you on all the success you're having and, building a team and whatnot. If you were going to give somebody, a tip to really starting off strong here at Modere and, being, as passionate and as excited as you are, what would you say to somebody?
Oh, gosh. As far as you're putting me on the spot. As far as getting started, I don't know. I would just jump in and do it and figure it out as you go, because that's exactly what I have. You're not alone, and you've got you've got a team of people. One thing that really excited me about this is the onboarding process. There's a step-by-step plan and training in place. So you're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to have them today. I still don't have all the answers. However, we've got the resources to find those answers. So you don't need to, if you don't want to build a team, you don't have to build a team. When I started, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with building a team. I don't want to have to hold somebody's hands. I don't want to have to, motivate somebody to work. And now my everything is completely shifted because I have awesome people on my team that have just motivated me and just bouncing ideas off of each other and, doing this together. So I guess, just getting started and then just figuring out what you want to do, right? We've got the customer. You can build customers, you can recruit a team, or you can do both.
Yeah. And you know what?
And you don't need to have all the answers right now.
No, and you said it so beautifully. Right at the beginning you said, I say just jump into action. And you know what? There is no better time than now. So those of you on this call that are kind of maybe a little nervous to pop the question, I think that's a lot of people. I want you to take yourself out of the equation. And I want you to think about, who might need the business, because by simply offering, you're not going to offend anybody. And again, I always use the restaurant as an example, but I want you to think about when the server comes back around and you've finished with dinner, what do they say? Here's what we have for dessert. Or, here's our dessert menu. They aren't nervous about it. They just know it's part of their job. So if you can put on that servant hat, get into action, and whether you're building on the team side or whether you're just building on the customer side, think of yourself as that servant leader that is seeking and finding people to help. If you can do that, the fear of what they're going to think of you goes out the window because you're coming from a place of service. And Stephanie, I want to just congratulate you on all of the success that you've had. And again, thank you for your story and for your tips. This has been amazing. And I just want to say to everybody out there, have a beautiful rest of your weekend. You can catch the Saturday all-team calls every Saturday, same time, same station, and you're going to hear from more leaders and, more people that are as excited as all of the people here today on these calls. So have a beautiful Saturday, everybody, and thank you to all of you who shared today. Bye-bye.